Well, hello, darlings, and welcome. We have a slight announcement before we start the show. We are throwing in the towel. No, I don't mean we're going to stop doing the show. We've done it this long, and we're just going to keep seeing how long it goes. We have just decided to end our search for the correlation between living a good life and being thin. So, welcome to That's What She Said.
This program is brought to you through the kind support of the Friends of That's What She Said. Support BCTV by visiting bctv.org/support.
It used to be great, now it's not so great, but it's still pretty great. Reading. Ate pretzels nonstop and pot pie no top. More dessert till we drop. Perks. Did they really say that? They did not say that. Yeah, they did say that. That's what she said.
Oh, good gracious! We're sorry. We're just figuring out the proper pronunciation of Fosnock, which
I don't know.
Which is Fosnock, not Foxnox, or Nunchucks, or some other thing.
That's my child's Dr. Seuss books. Fox and socks and bucks.
Welcome to That's What She Said. I'm Jane Street.
I'm Sheila.
You always act surprised, like we don't do this every time we have a show. I look for you to say, hello, I'm...
Listen, like everybody comes up to me like, oh, you're Sheila. Like even people I don't know, I'm like, okay, so I don't feel like I want to introduce myself anymore. Y'all know who I am.
Well, there might be a viewer or two who
Then
has
let it
never
be a surprise.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
It may be Sheila.
It may be me.
I'm Martha.
I'm Nicole.
Hello, and let's do the house cleaning. You can, if you wish, you can call us at 610-378-0426, or tweet us. We have the Twitter already at @she tweets to me. That's @she tweets to me. And 610-378-0426. We'd love to hear from you. My goodness, it seems like just yesterday we were all here, but it wasn't. It was a month ago.
It's always so much fun to come back, though.
It is.
I love that.
This. Well,
This is my favorite part of the month.
it is.
It is.
That's great.
Really?
Sheila.
Yes.
Well, we're glad that we could. This, I love this part of the month too.
Yeah.
Because we're all here together, and what is life if not together?
Exactly.
That's right.
It's apart.
Zing.
Jinx.
Boy.
Oh, well.
That was funny. That was really funny.
Apropos of our little cold opening, which I didn't even think about. So, how do we eat healthy?
I do eat healthy. However,
we don't
I'll
do
reward
this.
myself with some nut roll after I eat a salad. So
I guess
it's a losing battle.
that's the perfect segue. Martha, what have you supplied this evening?
Well, first of all, we're drinking Malbec.
Excellent.
That's Hungarian.
Is that like Mel Gibson, but different?
Yes,
All right.
with a Beck at the end.
There's just a little bit of bitterness
This is
in there.
right.
It's a little Australian, different Australian.
It's Australian, but he sings avant-garde music.
This is Hungarian nut roll. This is chocolate, dark chocolate with hazelnuts. This is bacon and maple cheese.
Which is
This
so good.
is raspberry cheese. This is just plain old crackers. And this is all from Fricon Orchards.
Oh, just say it the way you want to.
The frickin' orchards.
Oh,
That's my favorite. I love it. I gotta go there.
well,
This bacon cheese tastes like pancakes.
It does. It's
Oh.
so
Maple
good.
bacon. It tastes like breakfast. Like
Well,
it tastes like pancakes.
I will have to try that later.
really good.
How's the nut roll? Is it
The
nutty?
nut roll
So
is
good.
delicious.
It was very good.
It's very
Everything
rich.
here.
I'm not
had the
much of a
sample
nut roll
platter, and it's
fan,
really
but
good.
it was good.
All right. Well, that's certainly an advertisement for a freaking nut roll.
Freaking orchard.
Freaking nut
Freaking nut
rolls.
roll. But
wanna
really,
go
I
there.
mean, I try to eat healthy.
absolutely.
I love my greens. As we had wonderful greens at B&H, and
Oh yeah, that was fun.
it was.
Got to eat a carrot right out of the ground.
No, that was it. That was it.
Oh shoot!
The other one.
I got my.
You
place
didn't
all-
come with us to
I
B&H.
couldn't. I know. Duty called.
Well,
It bummed me out. I wanted
you said
to go.
duty.
I did say that, didn't I? I meant it too.
But yes, I mean, but then something like this comes along and we go, oh, that looks good. I guess everything in moderation.
Yeah. Moderation's
And
good.
exercise.
I notice no one wants to chime in on healthy eating.
I do.
I
love veggies and such.
I read labels much more than I never used to, but I'm very careful to read, for saturated fats and unsaturated fats and sodium especially. And it's one of the problems if you buy something that's no sugar and no fat, you've taken out all the flavor. So they're going to add a lot of sodium.
A lot of
That's one of the
preservatives,
things
yes.
I would like to buy just regular mayo than low-fat mayo that has everything else added to it. And I think we're getting to that more in our house where we're just buying the stuff and eating less of it than buying the engineered low-fat, low-sodium, low everything, and it has no taste.
Yeah, agreed. The less processed, the better.
We eat butter
Less-
and not margarine.
You know,
same.
when I
Which is
have
so bad.
time to actually cook, I love to get some fresh veggies and greens and just do them in a broth. And it is the most delicious thing, but it takes time, and
Yes.
sometimes
does
we
take
just
time.
don't have time to do that. Although we should. How long does it take
But
to
I
Chop some veggies.
chop some veggies?
But
I throw them right in the oven.
But stores,
Oh.
I
Like
think, the only store we have around here is Giant, but the Giant is doing a much better job of selling chopped vegetables and the julienne stuff.
They do.
Makes
so
it
that a lot
it
easier.
makes it a
but my
lot
God, that's
easier.
so
Cauliflower.
expensive.
It's
Yeah, you're gonna
expensive,
pay
but
for
you
the
only buy
convenience.
what you need rather than
Well,
buying the
that's
whole
true.
head of whatever and then half of
Wasting
it
it.
turns green because you've forgotten it's at the back of the
well,
refrigerator.
indeed. Do you know who has wonderful vegetables? And here we go on this rampant running of advertising local stores. But Aldi has
I've heard
wonderful
that.
vegetables
I've
at
heard that.
really good prices.
Okay, that's
heard
good to
that.
know. I have
Yes.
one near my house. I've
We have
been
one
there
too,
once.
yeah.
Yes, I mean, I was impressed. They don't have the selection that a huge grocery
And
store
do you
might
have to
but-
buy in bulk at Aldi?
No,
No,
okay,
no,
okay.
no, not like a Costco or a
Okay,
Sam's
no?
Club. Aldi is small.
They
and
don't
so,
have bags either. They'll give you
No.
a box
No,
though to
it-
take your stuff
yeah.
out.
Right, or
Okay.
you
But
bring
you
your
can bring your
own.
own bags.
Shocked me.
Yeah,
And
I've
you have
never
to,
seen a
you
store
have to
like
take
that. I
a
liked it.
quarter for your
Cart.
for your
Yes.
cart. You put a little quarter in, and the cart unleashes. It's quite fun.
But you get it back, right? Don't
Yes,
you, when you
yes,
push
when
the
you
cart
push it back in, you
you
get
get
the
it back.
quarter back.
And if you
It's
want to
kind of
like,
an insurance measure, I guess.
Oh,
it's a smart
Yes.
way to be.
well, Jamie says we have a tweet, but I don't see any.
It'll show up.
I don't know.
I will check.
Anyway, here we go. Oh, well, no, you check.
I'll
Mine
check.
isn't working. So,
We'll see.
well, speaking of exploding,
Exploding.
I just heard on the way here that our president has
Did he blow up?
assembled. No, but he assembled the Senate, everyone in the government to come and have a briefing on North Carolina. Well,
Oh,
them too.
That might be necessary too.
That was not
But
far off
North-
either.
Indeed,
Right.
but North Korea, and that makes me a little concerned.
Well, I heard that that's not unusual to have an entire briefing like that. What is unusual is that they're in the White House rather than his going to, they're going to Congress or to go somewhere in the.
He doesn't go to people.
He
People
doesn't
come
go
to him.
anywhere.
That tweet was for Martha.
It was for me.
I can't.
Yep.
What does it say?
Somebody needs more Martha.
Oh,
My night needed more Martha. Break a leg. Oh, Rocky Krimmer. Rocky, you're good looking.
oh,
Say more, Rocky.
Martha's going to have a date.
Look at that.
Watch out, Barry. But I mean, this can't lead anywhere good if we go in just all by ourselves. No, without the support of other people. I mean, it's a little frightening.
I read something last week, and I can't remember who they were talking about, but they were talking about how often leaders of countries who have internal problems with the country will focus on something external to take everybody's mind off the fact that there are things going on in this country
This has
that he's
been-
not being able to
yes.
control. And North Korea is it's frightening to me.
This is
I think
terrifying.
This has
Yeah.
been an administration full of distraction.
it
That's-
has been. I think.
Unfortunately, this one's like sticking
This is
a hot
dangerous,
stick at a
yeah.
tiger.
Yeah, this one could end up being
This one could
very
be bad.
disastrous.
Except that what I've also heard is that he seems to at least have created a very good advisory force about international things because he has Mattis and what's his name and so forth. They're apparently all
They sound like.
but they're apparently all pretty well respected across the board.
All right, Nicole and I are a little bit suspect.
Well, I'm
just-
not thrilled. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not sending them
I'm just nervous and
Hungarian or
I
anything.
mean, the nervous
I
is a
think
legitimate
I think
fear,
it's
but
very-
I mean,
yeah.
I think, I don't know, I guess we just have to wait it out and see and hope for the best. What else can you do?
I just, I feel like I should have started doomsday prepping years ago like I wanted to.
I have a helmet in my car. I do.
All right,
I
we
use it
gotta
for color. It's a
start.
skating helmet. I use it for color.
We just need
prepared.
400 gallons of water and, start from there.
Yeah.
Underground bunker, let's go.
Exactly. I've started digging a hole in my basement. I have, yes, I have lovely perfumes down there.
I just
Never
think we
mind.
have. I just think that I hope wise heads prevail all around. I just
Yeah, because when
It's
hot-headed
frightening to
people
me. Yeah, yeah,
lead
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
recipe
exactly.
for disaster. Don't ask me how I know, I just do.
we know.
Yeah, indeed.
Right.
I just that's what I worry about because he being him, is so off the cuff and
He's a bit of a
doesn't-
loose cannon.
He's a loose cannon. He doesn't think before he
Yeah.
says something, and it's just frightening of what he could unleash unwittingly by one of his.
96% of his followers are still
I know the mind boggles.
yeah.
I just can't.
I know somebody who
Yeah.
has not wavered one bit, and I mean he genuinely doesn't see any problem with anything. And you know what? To each their own. But
Yeah, exactly.
but there's definitely some legitimate concerns whether you support them or not. I mean, there's definitely things that everybody should be worried about.
Indeed.
Right.
And speaking of exploding, Bill O'Reilly.
Wow.
Well, he almost exploded himself right now. Well, didn't get some sort of other
He's
show?
going to do a podcast.
A podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I knew it wasn't like
On something
completely
about
off.
the real news.
And let's be fair, he got 25 million for
Yeah,
leaving.
exactly.
Yeah, well,
He'll
they
be all
really,
right.
I
they really
think-
slapped his wrist on that one, didn't
Yeah.
they?
That'll learn
I
you.
really
That'll
thought-
learn.
That'll learn you, Bill.
I thought there'd probably be a
mean-
cabinet position open for him.
Oh well.
I mean, I
probably
wouldn't
is.
think they could use him in the White
Oh,
House.
indeed. That's just. It's. I think I wrote something on my little blog or my limericking or whatever. But it's just. It's one piece of the puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
Because Fox News has been hit with a string after string after string of this type of
But
this
not-
behavior,
but-
and it's endemic to the institution there.
I have to say that it's, and I don't watch Fox News very often unless I have my car serviced, and that's the only station they got in the waiting room. They have a morning program on with 3 women who do something about the news, but they are dressed so provocatively, and they're, shots of all of them with their legs crossed and their skirts hished. And I have no problem with that, except it's very definitely a sexy glamour issue or image that Fox is trying
why
to.
people are watching.
Exactly, that Fox is trying to promote both things. And I mean, I'm not saying that makes Bill O'Reilly right. Those women have every right to look that way, but
they're encouraged. No,
They're-
that's also the institutional aspect of it. They are encouraged to do that, and they are
Exactly.
required to
Exactly.
promote that sexual image.
exactly.
It's not. I don't know that is their choice. That
Oh,
is
I'm
what
sure
they
it's
have
not.
to do to.
You've been
I'm
hired,
sure
wear
it's
this,
not.
Exactly.
and go on.
And these are 3 women who actually are journalists, or news journalists, television journalists, and they're bright women if you listen to them. But you can tell you have to get past the glitz and glamour
Big hair
and really
and- yeah.
listen to them. And I think that's very sad.
that's
that
how they
women-
attract
that's
their
exactly
viewers.
how they attract their viewers.
Indeed. I would like to say a special shout out. We might have some new viewers tonight. Well, I'm sure we do. But I met a lovely young lady today who told me that if I rubbed garlic on my nails, it would help strengthen them. Because on my way to the theater, well, it is the theater
It's
of
a
life.
sort of a
bright light.
theater.
It is. I cracked off half of my nail, and I was. It was not pleasant, but I will rub the garlic on my nails, and hopefully they will strengthen up.
You're gonna
Let's go.
stink.
I will.
I was going to say.
But
Your nails will look
but at
good.
least my nails won't rip down into my finger.
There you go.
Well,
Garlic doesn't really stink, I guess.
oh my
I
goodness.
love garlic.
I do too.
I'm going to
Garlic.
skip
Also
ahead.
I don't think I want to
because
smell
I-
that way,
no,
though.
you don't want your hands.
All right.
on that way.
This is, of course, Poetry Month. Is it? It's National Poetry
Well,
Month.
April, yeah. April is National Poetry Month.
Well, we're still in April, aren't we?
We are.
For a few
For
more
a
days.
minute,
Ah,
yeah.
indeed.
a couple more days.
And in celebration of that, Martha and I went on a little road trip.
We did.
And roll that first video. Martha and I are on the steps of the Reading Public Library, where we're going to do what, Martha?
We're going to read poetry.
Oh my goodness, we're
Oh,
going
it's
to
so
read.
exciting.
It is, and we're going to get a cup of coffee just for doing it.
Yay.
We're looking forward to it. Okay.
Okay, we'll see you inside or somewhere.
We're here with Kimberly Savello, who's... What do you do at the Reading Public Library?
I am the marketing coordinator.
And we're here for Pay for Coffee with a Poem. It's going to be a wonderful thing. We're going to read some poetry, and we're going to get a cup of coffee. So, thank you. How's the event been going?
It's been going very well. We've had quite a few people stop by.
Okay, and is this the first time you've done it?
Second year.
Oh, why didn't I know about this last year?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, thank you for inviting us this year. This is going to be quite an event. All right. I'm going to read my poem for a cup of coffee because I need the caffeine. This caffeine is good. Spring always makes me think of my home, Poughkeepsie, long ago. So they aren't good memories. But I read this. Anyway, Poughkeepsie was on fire, and I was not there. Not to save my home, the truth I had left there long ago. Not to save my past, that too was long behind me. But not there to save my mother. She who had gone from me years before through time and separation. Through lives lived apart. Yet still she lived in my heart. I was not there to save her from herself, from her habit, the fire. I could not save her, as no one could. Yet she lives on, always, in my own singed, still beating heart. There's a cheery one for you.
It's called Feature Flavor. Once I was Vanilla Woman at 10, 20, and still at 30, Peter Pan collars. Pastels worked well as Vanilla Woman. Nodding on cue, agreeing with the agreeable, walking a few quiet steps behind, crying softly, and only when convenient. Needing approval for the way she looked, spoke, felt, and walked, the books she read, friends she chose, length of her skirt, and colors of her almost not there makeup. But somewhere in that third decade, Vanilla Woman woke up without husband, without job, but with 2 children. Divorce is not, I repeat, not for a Vanilla Woman. Vanilla Woman discovered my brain, my talents, my ability to lead instead of follow. New colors clothed me, sunset, autumn leaves, rich brown earth, black velvet. My legs revealed themselves in miniskirts. I dared to taste, smell, and touch a life unknown to a Vanilla Woman. Sometimes I sobbed in public and later felt refreshed. Several decades have gone by. Vanilla Woman is no longer. I have become, love me or not, passion fruit pistachio.
I have another question. Is there a website? Stay in the picture. You're both here.
Sorry.
Is there a website one can visit to support?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
Go ahead.
The Reading Public Library's website. You can Google us or go directly to
readingpubliclibrary.org.
Okay, that's wonderful. And thank you again so much for having us here. Of
course.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and the coffee is delicious, despite your trepidation. Thank you so much.
very much.
Hey, we're back. It's one of those nights. Oh my God.
That was funny.
I haven't cracked you up that way.
I know, right?
Oh my goodness. We are here and we are joined by Mr.
Ta-da.
Santo Marabella.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. This is fun.
Well, indeed. You have had your wine, right?
I will pass right now.
Oh!
I haven't had food.
I don't know if I.
This is
it's
too
better
much
without
fun.
Food.
This is like the
It goes
Reading
to your
version of
soul.
The View, only more fun.
Yeah,
This is great.
Well,
and we're
thank
much
you,
more
darling.
stable. That cast has changed quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Indeed.
We're
Exactly.
pretty consistent.
Yeah,
We are.
We remain pretty consistent.
Indeed. Now, you are such a veritable font of entertainment news
That's
right
interesting.
here
Font.
in Reading, PA. Let's first hit the big, not the big news, but
It is big news.
it is.
so
Lynn
exciting.
Nottage's Pulitzer Prize. Is it Pulitzer or Pulitzer?
Whichever way you say it is correct.
No.
Tomato, tomato.
Mr. Pulitzer didn't say his name two ways.
He's not here, so
well,
it's
all
okay.
right.
It's okay, Jane.
Pulitzer.
Pulitzer.
Sounds like a chicken, though. It's a pullet.
The P
Never
prize.
mind. Yes, the P prize. Oh, that's what Donald Trump gets. Never mind.
We won't go there.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's one of those shows.
But it was also nominated for what, 2 Tonys?
No.
I thought it was nominated for a Tony.
It will be.
Okay.
It's getting there.
My prediction, it will be.
Nominated.
It will win.
Not
It
Emma.
The
will also
nominations,
win the
that's right.
Tony.
Okay.
It's never.
okay.
This is her first Broadway play.
Right, exactly.
Indeed. So Lynn Nottage,
But this is her second Pulitzer.
Right.
based culled from an experience in Reading, PA.
5 years of experience
Yeah,
in
I was
Reading, PA.
gonna- yeah.
Lynn came first to Reading in 2011, contacted the city, and the City Hall, and then they reached out to me at the film office. And I have to say, I mean, she came because she saw the headline, New York Times, poorest city in the, we know that whole story, right? And she came because
Yeah,
she's
yes.
curious. What?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, actually, very yay us because of that, and because she's a curious artist who's actually very socially conscious. She could have come in and just kind of sucked out the energy she needed for her project and then left. But that's not who she is at all. So I thought, well, this will be a short meeting, maybe a second meeting, and then I had a file on my computer, and then I have a folder on my computer, and now 5 years later I have like my desktop on my computer. Is Lynn nodded. But that's how her process is. She interviewed folks, we connected her, and so many people were helpful to connecting her to different resources, different people. She talked with everyone, not just the people you'd expect her to talk with, but they were in the woods talking with homeless people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I mean, everybody.
That's
so this,
awesome.
and
She
as
has
a
a
result,
full Reading
we always
experience.
the intent was always to create some type of installation or some type of piece that would get conversation going. But then the play emerged, as
Now
it
we have a
often does.
Broadway play.
Yeah.
Where is it playing?
Right now it's Studio 54.
Okay.
I've seen 4 of the 5 productions
Excellent.
because, because she's so generous and because we've been, I've been part of their team, not the creative team, but certainly her team of researchers and facilitators. And it started at Oregon Shakespeare Festival, where many plays get their beginnings.
Right.
Went to Arena Theater in D.C., went to Public Theater in New York. So this production is really, most of the cast from the New York production is on the Broadway cast.
That's
And people have criticized the play because it's negative. Well, it's actually authentic.
It's factual, yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's a story, though. Don't forget, it's a play. It's fiction, okay? It's based on real stuff, but it's not purposely, nor do I take it as negative. And again, I've seen it. I can tell you the script. It's really ends hopeful, and it's throughout is really forcing us to look at beyond the headlines of what happened in 2008. Because if we're forced to look beyond those headlines, we see. I've seen things about our community that I can no longer turn my back on, in terms of the poverty, in terms of the marginalizing, in terms of people who aren't included.
I hope the people from the suburbs, because I think that's where a lot of the negativism comes from. The people from the suburbs who say, I would never go across the Buttonwood Street Bridge, even to the Goggle Works, or I never go in after 9 o'clock in the morning, I never go into Reading. These are people who have lived in Berks County all their lives. And it's
You're right, Martha.
It's a city that I
avoid
love driving
Reading.
through, frankly. I would much rather drive through the city of Reading than go in the bypass.
And then the other part of that is that the people who live downtown are also feel uninvited and unwelcome to the table
Exactly.
of the arts and theater.
Exactly.
Because people in the backyard of Goggle Works still don't feel like they belong
Right.
or can go there. So we have
Right.
such polarization. And this, out of this, I said, as the intent was this project was going to open July 14th.
Yeah, I was going to say, because
that is
that's
gonna
going to be
crystallize.
fantastic in the Franklin Street Station.
It's very unfitting because it doesn't describe it, but you'll get it. It's like Epcot walkthrough excitement, that kind of excitement,
And that's
engagement.
Lynn's
And when is
husband,
when
right?
is that happening?
July 14th is
July.
opening
And-
for 3 weekends
And at the
at the Reading
Franklin
Railroad
Street Station.
excellent.
And so what's going to happen
On
is we're going to
Franklin,
reimagine
7th
this
and
place
Franklin.
that's been
Oh, okay,
abandoned
yeah.
for years. We're going to reimagine it as a performance space, as a meeting space, as a space for people to gather, which it hasn't been since 1981. And I remember my grandfather, my mom's side, worked on that railroad and took that railroad train, and I took it to school. That's how old I am. But besides that, so it's so exciting. So even if people don't get the play completely, they will get this
Right.
project because
That's-
it's all about what people say. Lynn always talked about people saying Reading was, Reading was. So this is about Reading is and Reading could be.
And where can they go somewhere to find out more
They will be
information
able
about
to
it?
definitely go. First of all, they can go to Facebook and go, "This is Reading, PA,"
This is Reading, PA.
and join us on there. And then there'll be a web page connected to the Visitors Bureau, which is Pennsylvania's Americana region, which is the film office's parent.
Excellent. Now,
Cool.
you have a play yourself.
I do. I
My
have a current
goodness.
play. It's fun. Yeah.
Well,
So
on y va.
I've been around so many talented people, and it inspires you, as you probably get.
Oh, I think I
you know?
found it.
Oop,
I'm looking
which
for
one?
This Is Reading,
You find it?
PA.
Okay, I was just talking about my play, Sheila, no problem.
I'm sorry.
It's only my play.
No, back to that. I'm sorry.
Focus on me.
I'm totally focused
We
on
have a
you, I
guest,
promise.
darling.
Is she like this all the time?
She is.
Okay.
Scatterbrained.
You
I'm
know,
not taking it personally.
bright object,
So
shiny, shiny.
the one I did before this was Getting Complete, which was about bullying and what happens when the bully grows up. This one, again, being around Lynn, she's very generous with, she's been to my play. She supports, coming to things that I do. It's amazing. It's amazing. As talented as she is, that's how genuine, authentic she and Tony are. And so this play is about, what concerns me these days is the isolation and the disconnect that despite all of our technology,
Absolutely.
we don't communicate very well. And what can happen when we don't communicate in the extreme is not real pretty, and it's really concerning. And so I have a dog for the last 5 years, and it's amazing how healing. You told me this 5 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, right, it's a dog, okay? It's a dog.
Oh, no.
No. You know. It's not just a dog.
And how is the pup doing?
He's better. He's conquering cancer. We have one more chemo this week. But the thing is, what he taught me is this cliche unconditional thing. It is so true because his importance or his concern is, how are things going now? Do I have food? Am I loved? Am I taken care of? And that's his concern for me and my parents and everybody he meets. I had trained him as a therapy dog a few years ago because my parents were in and out of the hospital so much, and I brought him with me. I said to the Reading Hospital, I'm not leaving him home all these hours. I'm like, okay. And this is, so between what I've learned from this dog, this beautiful creature, and what worries me about our society, and particularly American, has come into my dad's first dog. So we did 2 readings. We did a reading in Reading. We did a reading in Reading and a reading in New York City.
Most people think Reading is
reading. I know. That's right. A reading and reading.
Indeed.
And we did one in New York City, and I rewrote it 4 million times in between. So we're at draft number 19 or something like that. And we're going to do another reading or maybe a small production in the summer. I'm not sure.
And what's the name of it?
My Dad's First Dog.
Dog's First Dog.
That's wonderful.
Okay. We'll look for it.
So.
And we have the Film Fest.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, there's not a better time to be in Reading.
Where can one go to find out more information about My Dad's First Dog?
MarabellaLLC.com.
Marabella.
LLC.
Could you spell Marabella for those spelling
I
checks?
can. MARABELLALLC.com. Thanks. It's fine. And Facebook, I'm all over Facebook. I'm all over Twitter, whatever.
Yes. Santo Marabella at Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes, on
Just,
Facebook.
you'll find me, right?
Yes.
But so this is a great time to be in Reading. I mean, I grew up here. I left to go to college, but I'm committed here. I teach at Moravian up in Bethlehem, but my parents are here, and I'm still committed to this place because I believe there's so much possibilities. And I think that's what's going on with this is Reading project, and I think that's what's going on with the Film Fest, because a lot of people agree with that. A lot of people believe in that.
I mean, what's frightening is I've seen since, I mean, I moved to the city long time ago, but it's been trying to come around and around for years, and it hasn't, and it should.
But it's getting there, I think.
But it needs something like the Reading High basketball team, which has done more for bringing Reading together than any of us have done.
And Miss Nottage.
Well, except that inner city hasn't seen Miss Nottage, and that's my problem with that kind of with theater is it really reaching?
Yeah, but they've met, Lynn. She's talked to more than 200.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, how many of them are going to be able to go to New York to see the show?
Which is why the Public Theater brought that here to Reading.
Right. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that the Reading High basketball team touched so many people, went to schools, which is the other outreach, went to schools all through the city and talked to the kids. And that's where our theaters, our arts group must start reaching out more to kids. Absolutely, must. That's how you develop an audience. It's what's happened to the Reading Symphony. If you go to the Reading Symphony, there aren't many heads there that aren't gray.
It used to be Peter and the Wolf every year.
Exactly, but the thing is, they've now reached out with the Berks Youth Orchestra. They're getting parents to come to hear their kids when they play once in a while.
There's always that bizarre. Sorry, go ahead.
We just need to reach out to the kids. And with our plays.
And the Theater Alliance has been doing that too. We started that with Debbie Silas and some other, and Ruth Martelli. We actually have programs in Northwest Middle School and I think Northwest too. I'm not sure if we still do that. So you're right though, because that's the future of anything.
Exactly, and that's the future of Reading.
Yeah. The quick plug for Film Fest is November 10th through the 12th. But what I'm hoping we're creating is this season of excitement around the arts that will be accessible.
Right.
Because, for example, Lynn said, I want this installation to be for people who live downtown to walk to it.
Right.
So guess what? It's free. There's no cost. How many arts things are free?
Right.
Indeed.
And
She wanted
nationally,
it to be accessible for everyone.
Oh, yes, and Jamie points out it's right by Barta.
Right.
Yeah. And nationally renowned. I guarantee you, we've already been written up in New Yorker in positive ways. New York Times, all the.
How are we doing with the local media, though?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that she strikes a chord. You cannot not like her when you meet her, and she's been front page now 3 times.
Well,
2
George
times.
has written a number of first-page articles.
Yeah, and that's
for
why
her.
Because Peter Barbie says it goes on the first page.
Yeah.
Yay.
Exactly.
Right? Like the arts on the front page.
But because Peter Barbie owns the Village Voice.
I know, but
there's coming back into Reading.
He gets it though.
That's
really
what I'm
does.
not saying. I'm saying that's why he gets it, because he sees beyond.
Yeah.
And is trying to bring back into Reading.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I do. The Village Voice wrote up a great cover story on the play.
Right.
The opening. So we'll see, but I think when Oscar was here, Oscar Eustace is the artistic director at the Public. What he was inspired by with this play is that this play should be taken to communities around the country in some form. What they did in Reading was a presentation. I mean, we kind of nudged Kate, the director, Kate Koriski, to do more than a reading because it's Reading, and we're not used to, not staged stuff. And they did. They did a great. It was nearly the play without sets, but they can do that fairly inexpensively, and they're thinking about that. The grants, Kevin Murphy the Ford Foundation has given $200,000 to this This Is Reading project because they see it as a replicable model for other communities to start talking about.
I would like, and I know this is because I'm really concerned about kids.
Yes.
I would like every school kid in Reading to know the play Sweat. I would like that to be part of their vocabulary. For them all to say, Sweat, you know that Sweat on Broadway, that's about my town. That's about my city. So I think reaching out to the schools and doing whatever, doing whatever kind of shtick you have to do to get kids, because kids then will bring parents to Franklin Street. You know?
Yep.
It's just, I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but
It's a good horse to beat, though.
It
It
is.
is a good horse to beat. Santo, we got a tweet for you.
Yes, we did.
Uh-oh, what'd I do?
Someone just saying hi.
Hey.
It's your Dolly Tate from when you directed Becca Melenis. Do you know about that?
Oh, I love her. I want her to be
I
my
love her
main.
too.
I want to do main.
Did you hear that,
Don't you think?
Mama?
She
there
knows
you go.
it. She knows. I've told her this.
She's watching.
All
Tell
right.
her.
We have to move on, but I want you to, one
Yes.
more time.
Yes.
Go over how do we get information on each of these projects.
Okay, so Sweat is on Broadway at Studio 54, and it's not a musical, so it's kind of reasonable. Still get these kids. I know it's really expensive to go, but it's worth it. And I'm thinking we'll maybe have a bus.
And I know people hate.
Oh, a bus
I
trip.
know people go, oh, it's a play, but plays are wonderful things.
It is, and you will. She is fun. It's funny. It's moving. It's poignant. Okay, so that's on Broadway. We hope for a long time. Second thing is July 14th is the opening of This Is Reading at the railroad station for 7th and Franklin Streets. And go on Facebook, This Is Reading, P.A. period. And
I found that.
And you have to
I
put that
was
in.
looking for it. I found it.
And that's open
anywhere.
free
That's
to
right.
the public, free to the community. We're going to try to get buses to bring people and people who wouldn't normally go, et cetera, et cetera. It's going to be fun opening night thing for 3 weekends. And then Film Fest is not till November, but we're going to build some excitement by having maybe monthly events for the film, maybe at the railroad station.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then my play just.
Oh,
keep
yes.
us,
Smell a road trip.
Yes,
You
your
don't have to
play.
get the plan.
Yes,
I did.
Santo Marabella on Facebook.
LLC.
Just follow him because he's
There you
wonderful.
go. Marabella.
Marabella LLC.
Yes, marabellallc.com. Org.com.
Com.
He's not an org.
Like Wikipedia.com.
Right.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank
It's
you.
been an
Thank you.
absolute
Thank
Pleasure to be
pleasure.
with you. Thanks.
And here we go
Thanks,
with some more poetry.
Yay.
Oh, where are we now?
We're at Queen City Diner.
And it's not even breakfast.
No, we're going to have another cup of coffee and read another poem.
I guess I better finish this one.
I guess so.
All right, let's go inside.
Order the same thing. And when I was teaching English, I really hated teaching poetry and telling people what a poet meant, because I think only the poet can do that. So this is called Pardon Me, You're Standing on My Poem. Pardon me, you just stepped on my poem. Well, actually, it's my life. But you thought it was just a poem. When I offered you my poems, I gave you a window to my soul. How could you not see my life sticking out in front of you? Did you have to frown and shake your head? Look at me with such disdain. Did you really think I wouldn't feel the crushing step as you landed on my soul? My poems are for me. I choose carefully when sharing them, selecting only those who will be gentle and not kiss and tell. Did you know I was offering you a more intimate part of me than when I bared my breast to you? How dare you think I was asking for your criticism? There are poets who do that with love. How dare you censor my soul? Don't take this criticism as criticism, you said. My poems are too heart-filled, you said. Couldn't I be more upbeat? However, could my poems be upbeat when you're standing on them, for God's sake? You said my poetry made you too uncomfortable to read anymore. And speaking of comfort, how do you think I felt with my creative spirit pinched under your heavy foot of disapproval? My poems are a celebration of all that life has offered me. Some things are gold, some are dross, but each is unique and gives me a reason to celebrate. I gave you a window to my soul, but you couldn't see inside without a heavy squirt of Windex. Go find another soul to cleanse. I like the poetry of my soul just the way it is.
I like that.
Yay!
Well, on the heels of Martha's poem, and considering that the one I did at the public library was a little downhearted, I'm going to.
It was. I'm going to do this one. Little flowers have always been my favorites. Unnoticed, overlooked gems growing wild in plain sight. We miss them. Those multitudes of pinks, of whites, of reds, that carpet of purples, or yellows, or blues. I think it's because they are many. They blanket the world in a riot so extreme that, should we look, be able to see, our hearts would suddenly still, shocked at the enormity of that harmonious beauty. So we train our eyes not to see, or rather, to see the grand, the perfectly poised rose, the slender rise of an orchid, the showy details of vagaries, pointillistic illusion of that which is vulgarly called the big picture. In this, we miss us, the little flowers, the beautiful colors, the individual strokes that manifest the illusion. We miss us, the men, the women, the reds, the blacks, the browns, the pinks, the whites, the straight, the gay, the trans, the questioning, the religious, the atheist, the undecided, the unknown. We see the painting for itself, the grand design, but we miss the strokes, the dabs and doodles, the world of little flowers that make it beautiful.
That was great. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
That was so good.
Oh, thank you, my darling. Actually, I should point out that our friend Sabrina is here. And she was filming us too. Of course, we're here at the lovely Queen City. And thank you for hosting part of this event.
Oh, no problem. I'm happy to.
We hear we're the first here.
You
so
are the first.
We hope that there will be other people. I mean, certainly, a cup of coffee for free. All you have to do is say some words. What could be better?
Just a few
and
words.
It's great coffee. So,
Thank you.
Thank you for being part.
Thank you, Jane.
All right. We've read poetry, we've had coffee, we've seen our dear friend Sabrina, and now it's time to go call it a day because we're caffeinated and we have to go clean our houses now. I can't. Caffeinated. All right. Thank you for being on this journey with us.
Thank you. This has been wonderful.
Thank you for coming here. Thank you.
You'll be here next year.
Okay.
Exactly. But we'll see you before that.
Yes, I hope so.
All right. See ya.
Ciao.
Wait, I'm trying to pull up a tweet we have. Oh, roses are red, violets are blue. Can't survive a fourth Monday without the girls and you. Oh, thank you, my our darling Jason has written us a poem in honor of Poetry Month. Oh, my goodness. Well, and
that's a good poem.
Indeed. And speaking of things going on around Reading, we have the closing of Bowl-O-Rama. Your excuse.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, apparently not.
There was a court
Sheila
hearing
says,
today. I don't know what the end result was, but the two of the owners, the minority owners, were trying to stop the sale. They want to build a Sheets there.
Like we need another one.
Gas station in Exeter.
Right.
But yeah, they wanted to stop it. So they had a court hearing today. So I don't know what happened with that, but I'm hoping that they were able to be successful.
Well, indeed.
So too.
I mean, and we've talked about going bowling forever, and we still haven't. And maybe if we had, they wouldn't be selling it. But
We're not going to take that guilt on.
Well, there's
No,
bowling leagues and stuff.
I will
that
take on
continue to
any.
go there.
I will take on any guilt that you can throw at me.
I
It's
don't
what
feel
do.
guilty because I just took my Theater Arts Club officers there last May.
All right.
Excellent.
You are not part of the problem.
You
contributed.
Yes, I contributed. We were there, and
That's
I love that
wonderful.
place. I love bowling.
I am part of the problem.
Bowling
Don't
is
go
so
there.
much fun.
It's a blast.
And
I'm
it's a
crap at it, but it's fun.
It's just fun. Yeah, you don't have
But
to be
it's
good.
family entertainment. We're looking for things in Reading for families to do.
And that's
It's
a
not
good
that
place.
expensive.
Indeed.
I worry about the shoes, but
Yeah.
Oh, they put that spray
Socks
in.
with it. You know what I mean? You're not putting your feet in
Oh.
barefoot.
But it's
That'd
still-
be great.
Well, we hope that you're right, and there's some injunction.
I do
and
hope. I guess we'll
Bowl-O-Rama
hear tomorrow.
stays-
It might be in the news tomorrow. We'll
Right.
find out.
Stays with us. All
Stay,
right,
Bowl-O-Rama.
roll that intro.
It's Jane's Etiquette Corner.
It is Jane's Etiquette Corner. Stop it, Nicole. She's doing something terribly funny off camera. Well, I think, and we'll delve into this later, but proper courtesy. This is from Emily Post, my dear Postie. She has something to say that's very pertinent to things happening today. Every courteous person, this is proper courtesy shown to domestic employees. Every courteous person says please in asking that something be brought to him or her. Mail these letters, please. Some bread, please. One can, of course, put a smile into one's tone and say a little more bread, but one is usually, who is well-mannered, instinctively adds, please. No lady or gentleman barks, mail this letter, give me the bread. A rule can't be given because there isn't any. As said in another chapter, a well-bred person always lives within the walls of his personal reserve. A vulgarian has no walls, or at least none that do not collapse at the slightest touch. But those who think they appear superior by being rude to others, who happens to know they've been less fortunately placed, might as well, did they not know it, shout their own lack of early advantages to the world at large. By no means could it ever be more widely published. Now let's talk about our Lieutenant Governor.
Wow.
Who has been...
Oh, please. No, sorry. I just had to go there. Please.
Who has been stripped of all of his government privileges because he has been...
rude. Apparently he and his wife they live in a mansion in Indiantown Gap. They get
paid for by us.
Right.
You're
They get state police protection.
Paid for by us.
They get domestic help. They get lawn maintenance. Again, and apparently there have been complaints, particularly by the state police, by the way they have been treated by the lieutenant governor and his wife. And that to me is very embarrassing, that we have somebody that we have elected who is treating help like they apparently, and they haven't gone into details, but it was bad enough that there were complaints formally lodged about him.
It was bad enough that the governor said, you can't have these people helping you anymore without supervision.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
They wanted, one of the things they said was, they wanted the state police to use their sirens so they could get through traffic, while she was going to have her nails done or whatever. But
that's just an abuse of power.
It is, and
now.
That's pretty much the sad part is
in
Pennsylvania we elect lieutenant governors separate. The governor and by coincidence, the governor and our lieutenant governor are both Democrats. That's not necessary because they didn't run on a ticket together, and apparently they don't get along very well. There mustn't be a great deal of communication between them. It's not been like Obama and Biden, that kind of relationship.
There's nothing like Obama.
They are brothers.
But this is really embarrassing. I mean, the governor tends to be rather low key and rather, not kind of standing out about things like this. He actually removed all the servants, all the help without supervision.
Oh, indeed.
Now the lieutenant governor said he actually accepted this action as being appropriate, and he realizes that they have a private problem that they're working on. I can't imagine what that is, but kind of interesting.
It's
called you a chip.
Yeah, exactly.
He kicked to the pants will help that one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
So he got taken down a notch, and he's like, "All right, I was wrong."
Yeah, exactly.
Because you got taken down a notch.
Well, speaking of people acting badly, what about the roundup of gays in Chechnya?
Wow, that's appalling.
Oh, sorry. Outro of that section.
It's Jane's Etiquette Corner.
My goodness, I forgot the outro. Oops. All right, but are we?
That's appalling.
It's appalling. But what I have to say,
country.
but what I have to say quickly is, we have pastors, we have government officials in this country calling for the death or imprisonment of homosexuals.
Oh, yeah.
So it is just as appalling that we have this in this country as the Chechenian situation.
In this day and age, when we've made
Yeah.
so much progress when it comes to
Right.
that community, why are we
Right.
stepping back now?
I don't know.
Well, is it that we're stepping back, or is it that
Some of these people just didn't
voices
progress.
the voices that were against it are now becoming louder? Because I read something about servicemen in South Korea being persecuted for being gay as well, and so is it that we've made this much progress, or that the voices against the progress are now finding more
outlets?
I mean, I think
and that frightens me.
any progress is always vociferously opposed by those who want to stay the same.
There's always going to be
But-
people who are against
Indeed.
that. So, but it's just a shame.
It's just a horrible, horrible situation. And on that note, roll that intro.
I'm glad. Okay, I have the surprise topic.
Woohoo! Woo! You're surprised.
I want to know what's everybody's favorite movie soundtrack.
Oh,
This is tough.
No, I've
I
got
have
it.
so many favorites, but you do?
I've got
What's
it.
yours?
Jurassic Park.
Stop. Really?
Oh my goodness.
I
I
love
remember
that.
I had the cassette, by the way, of it, and I would listen to it to like fall asleep at night, and even now, like I hear that music, and it just
See, I have to
wells up in
listen
me
to that.
beautiful thoughts. Yeah, and maybe not
Oh
the whole
my goodness.
soundtrack, like the Tyrannosaurus part is no, that's sports.
That's intense.
But it's
Makes you do
scary.
cartwheels.
But like that, da 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 da.
The pretty
da,
stuff.
da. Yeah, come on.
I think that was my senior year marching band show. I'm not even gonna lie. I really do.
I love it. I love it. It makes me feel good every time I hear it. So yeah, there you go.
cool.
Oh my goodness.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
I don't know. They really caught me off guard. Because I can't like a track if I don't like the movie. I mean, is it possible to say, well, I hate the movie? But I think Dr. Zhivago, the soundtrack of Dr. Zhivago, it's really
have to
old,
listen
so
to that,
most
so
of you haven't seen it.
I don't know
but,
that movie.
But I guess because I love the movie and the soundtrack, I think is wonderful. So.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm the exact opposite. I can't like a movie if I don't like the soundtrack.
Right. Well,
The
that's
music is
but I
huge
think
to
that
me.
works too. Yeah.
Yeah, like if the
I
music
would-
stinks.
I would have to say Clockwork Orange.
Oh
my God, that's
I'm
soundtrack
so
is
not
so-
familiar with any of these soundtracks. I have a lot of research.
Oh
to
my
do.
goodness, Walter, now Wendy Carlos,
Yeah.
just did this amazing recreation of Bach and Beethoven symphonies in the Moog. I mean, the early days of synthesizer.
That's
and
so
it was
cool.
just brilliant.
I would
the,
love
the
that.
soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
That is
The
amazing.
movie is amazing, but the soundtrack
Right,
is
I
just
forgot
such an
about that.
integral part of that movie. And yours?
Mine. Okay, so this is hard. I have so many favorite soundtracks. I'm gonna, and you know what? I'm going with Detroit Rock City. I'm not kidding. I love that movie because of the soundtrack.
Go, Sheila. You're such
That
a
and
joy.
Dazed and Confused.
Oh,
My two favorites.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! I just
Dazed
thought of
and Confused.
Times Square, which is
Right.
what was it, 70s, 80s,
Yeah.
late 70s movie, which had the most brilliant avant-garde at the time soundtrack, and it was
Right.
just wonderful.
That's fun.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Times Square. Oh.
Yeah.
I love your answers. I gotta listen to
Wow.
all of these. I don't know any of this stuff.
Well, I think
think
I
I
still
better
have my
run.
Jurassic Park cassette somewhere.
Do you?
I'll dig it out and send
If
it
we
to
can
you.
find a cassette player, I'm going to one of those.
I have a cassette player.
You do?
I do.
I don't even have a CD player in my car anymore. I'm like, how am I going to listen to this stuff?
Oh my goodness! All right, roll that outro.
There's an outro.
Oh my goodness! Here we are. I'm reading my notes, and we're back. All right. I missed the Jane's Etiquette Corner. So how do you sleep?
I don't.
Oh, yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I'm an insomniac. I'll sleep like maybe an hour or two at a time and probably no more than 4 hours a night.
Oh.
oh my goodness. Well,
Yeah, so I don't.
But when you do you sleep on your back? Are you a back sleeper?
I'm a flopper. I'm like all over the place. I'm upside down. I'm across the headboard. Sometimes standing up in my I'll wake up sitting on my step stool. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Yep. I've woken up on the couch.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I travel everywhere in my sleep.
Goodness.
Wow.
Maybe that's why I don't like to sleep. I don't know. I'm just not a good sleeper. I've never have been.
I start off usually on my side or my back, and I always end up sleeping on my stomach, face first in a pillow.
Wow.
And you know, on those really lucky nights, there's little 3-year-old feet in my back too.
That's always fun to my face.
Right.
Mommy,
Prying your eyelids to see if you're in there.
Are you awake?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is. People warned me that was creepy, and I was like,
It is creepy.
It is creepy.
There's nothing
Two
creepier than
hands
waking
in the
up.
darkness, mommy, and you're like, ah!
Get away from me.
I'm sorry, we're down to 3 minutes, and I'm trying to get through a lot. And
I sleep on my side, and I now sleep again since I've gotten over the insomnia that seems to be built in after knee surgery, but I'm now having a
there
martini
you go.
before I go to bed.
I
and
just
sleep.
want to address something really important,
Right.
and it deals with Reading. And there have been a lot of incidents recently of cruelty to animals in Reading. And it's just absurd. If you can't be a human being, just go away.
Leave them alone. I don't
just-
even like animals, but I can't even imagine.
I know,
hurting
Exactly.
but they must be treating human beings the same way they're
They
treating
must
animals.
be, and,
You don't-
How
or
funny, like,
or they're
yeah.
too afraid to treat
Right.
human beings
No.
in an awful way, so they treat animals that way. And there's
That's sad.
just no
They're so innocent.
bloody
No.
excuse for
No.
that, because animals are just so helpless and
loving, like they just want to be
loving,
loved.
indeed. So please just stop it. If you see it, report
go.
it.
Exactly.
All right. Quick plugs. Anything coming
May
up?
6th is a reading. Reading Theater Project is doing a reading of, I can't think of the name of the play, shoot, and I'm part of the reading. May 6th, and it's at the Church and Temple on the Kutztown Road. It's a really good play. It's a Russian play. It's very much Chekhov, but it's modern.
You don't know where it is, you don't know what it's called,
it's called-
but you know it's on May 6th.
It's called
Be there.
Memories of a Forgotten Man.
RTP.
Reading Theater Project. Reading Theater Project. Just go online and
on
Google it.
Facebook,
You'll find
everywhere.
it. Yeah, you'll find it.
All right.
It's a very good play. George Katz is directing.
Genesius. Wait.
August Osage County.
Thank you.
My friend Kirk is in that.
Yes,
Indeed. I hear it's quite wonderful.
That's opening this weekend, isn't
It
it?
is
Great
Wednesday.
play.
Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday, my
I-
goodness. Yes, go see that,
Running through
genesiusdifference.org. Running through Sunday. It's Wednesday through Saturday at 7:30 and
Is
Sunday
Kirk
at
playing
3.
the father?
He is.
Thought he might.
He is. What else would he play? He's so darn old. All right.
He
Anything
is so
else?
lovely. The West Reading Farmers Market moves back outside again on May 7th.
Oh, wow.
I'm ready.
So
What is it,
Love
like
that.
10 to 3 or
10
something?
to 1.
10 to 1.
I will be there the first day. I'm taking my students.
Excellent.
Oh, good for
We're
you.
doing a study in street food for our cultural exchange project.
I
Yay.
can't take my students.
That's absolutely wonderful. All right. Well, we thank you for joining us tonight. We thank our wonderful BCTV hosts.
Love
We
you.
thank our wonderful studio crew, Kayla, Joe, Devin, and Joan. And watch our new outro for the credits. Bye. Till next time.
Bye.